everyone, and welcome back to Find My Field, where we explore different careers and help students discover future opportunities and pathways. Today, we're joined by Maître Stephan, a legal and corporate governance professional with extensive experience advising companies on legal matters, business decisions, contracts, and corporate compliance. In this interview, we'll learn more about what it's really like to work in the legal and corporate world, the skills required to succeed, how the profession is evolving, and what advice he has for students who may be interested in law, business, or leadership careers. Thank you so much for joining us today, Maître Roy. All right, let's begin. So, after 20 plus years of experience, can you walk us through your journey into Chief Legal Officer?
Thank you, Nai, for having me for this session and for this beautiful introduction. Yes, I'm an expert in the legal field. I can tell you one thing, that the legal field is a journey. It's not a profession. It's something that you learn and continue to learn all your life. It's a profession that the more time you give for it, the more a lawyer will become really a very seasoned lawyer, someone very knowledgeable in all sides of the business. As a corporate lawyer, I can tell you one thing. The only thing that a lawyer should learn and should acquire, and what is really required from a lawyer, is to become and have the business acumen throughout this journey. Business people are no longer looking for standard lawyers. They need someone who understands the business, who knows how they think. You see, dealing with CEOs and all these C-suites throughout my career taught me one thing. These people are super smart. They know what is right. They know what is wrong. And it's always easy for a lawyer to say, watch out. No, it's easy. What they expect from a lawyer is to convert a business, if you want, a legal problem to a business solution. This business acumen is something that a lawyer needs time to learn it. And this is a key point a lawyer should know throughout his career. Business people need to see a lawyer as not a necessary evil, if you want. They need someone who can tell them, I know what you want. Let's do it the right way. And this is something I've witnessed throughout my, if you want, 25 years of legal field, from Dubai to KSA, through GCC, through USA. This is something that every business person would expect from an in-house lawyer. Yes, good question. We need to differentiate between a private practice lawyer, a lawyer who works at a law firm, providing legal opinion, advices, handling litigations, and an in-house lawyer. An in-house lawyer is basically an employee within a group. He takes a salary from the company. He is the person, he is the right hand, he is the first line of defense for the management. So being a consultant from outside the circle of the company is one thing, but being inside an organization is a different thing, a totally different thing. And this is the key point, the difference, what I mentioned to you earlier, that a lawyer must have the business acumen. Because a business person expect from a consultant just to give a very vague, high-level information about a certain legal situation. A consultant working, a lawyer working in a private practice, he's not someone who will continuously follow up on a certain matter or will be directly involved unless mandated for this a specific topic. An in-house lawyer has this flexibility of playing the two role, being a legal consultant and also being a business partner. A business partner is someone who is like with business people, understanding where they want to reach and driving them through this to let them reach the point. This is the difference between a lawyer who's working from an outside organization and the lawyer working as an in-house.
These are actually really interesting insights. Now, just to clear things up a little bit more, if you had to explain your job simply, as a chief legal officer, what exactly do you do and what does a typical day look like for you?
My job actually is to oversee the entire legal department work. Currently, I'm in charge of the litigation team, the corporate team, the contract team, governance, compliance, and board affairs. This is my daily bread. I give them the strategy, I organize their work, I follow up. A good manager is someone who gives freedom for his team. I don't need to micromanage them. Definitely, I need to step in at a certain point of time when I see a weakness somewhere. But again, this is what I do. And what I eventually highlight to the management is not the day-to-day things, the everything I do every day. What management needs to know, my job is to really channel it properly and provide solution at the top level. My job is to set the right tone from top to toe.
Yeah, so that sounds like a lot of responsibility and a lot of work. Now, what would you say your job demands from your time and your personal life? And would you say that as a lawyer with a lot of work and responsibilities, you still manage to get a good work-life balance?
I have to be honest with you. I'm not the right person to answer this very tricky question. While I do acknowledge and I know the value of this beautiful title, work-life balance, in reality, at least this is my experience, if someone wants to succeed in life, this theory is not the right theory to follow. I mean, look around you. It depends on your target in life. What do you want to achieve? For me, my target is and always has been resilience, persistence, never give up. If this is embedded in the person, and this is something you discover about yourself, you don't need to start a work or business to understand this. Every person is different in terms of targets and achievement. I consider myself someone hungry to achieve, hungry to reach a target, always looking to find out more, learn. I don't accept failure. This doesn't mean I've never failed. I keep failing, maybe every day. But the thing in me is that I don't accept it. I take the load. I overload myself, I have to say. And this challenge maybe helped me reach my current position and still looking for more. I could have been a lawyer behind a desk working in Lebanon and say, well, I managed, I succeeded in life. It has never been the case for me. On the contrary, when I feel that I still can invest more in my time, I change. I change job. Honestly, I'm someone who never know how to rest. This is how I see myself. Even at my age, we all struggle with AI. In my case, I'm leading now the digital transformation in my legal department by automating everything and not only relying on consultant and third party helping us in this. We're starting platforms, tools from scratch. So, yes, I'm struggling. I do have a family in Lebanon. I do have kids. I do have teenagers. Now, you are a teenager and you know the difference between a child and a teenager. At your age, a parent should be there. This is what I know. This is what I live. I try my best. I commute almost every week to Lebanon just to be with my family, and I'm at the office 8 a.m., 10 a.m. every Sunday. I back and forth with all the challenges that Lebanon is passing through right now. The reason is not money, trust me. It's what I want to achieve in life. What is the legacy? What I want to show my kids. Trust me, Nai. The more my kids are seeing me studying, working hard, the more they understand life, the more they really believe in the word that I've embedded in my daughter and my son. Persistence, resilience. And really, I cannot say that with my kids I've reached the maximum, but the thing that they started understanding these two words made me so happy. Because, and I can say one thing, smart people might succeed in life. Determined people will definitely succeed in life. This is something I've learned myself. Yes, there are so many geniuses around us. Look at their life, career path, where they are today. You will find like some of them really reached what they want. But I can confirm one thing, determined people will definitely succeed in life. This is how I can respond to your questions about work-life balance. It's an eternal fight, like good and bad, all the time. I'm a father. I need to be with my family. At the same time, I need to help, support. It was a struggle. It is still, will always be. Definitely, when you are at the law school, you study everything. And what triggers the need to join the corporate world is during your studies, you will need to decide at a certain point of time where you want to be because you study everything. You study litigations, you study civil, you study commerce, you study all kinds of like topics. Definitely, you are able to identify or to understand more where do you lean to go or what do you feel like you want to do in your life. It's used is during the trainings, and trainings are very essential for a lawyer. You need to pass through these 3 years of training in the country where you are qualified, definitely. And you need to start your career, in my opinion, you need to practice this profession as a standard, the way that every lawyer, before joining the corporate world, in my opinion. Like in my case, I worked for around maybe 15 years as a private practice lawyer, as an external lawyer, working in a law firm, discovering all aspects of the legal environment. And then I decided, well, I like more this segment of legal. With time, you will find out that having this wealth of knowledge in terms of legal is not enough. You will find yourself, lawyers have egos. Now, they do have egos. Once they enter the corporate world, they discover finally that they are like 1 point from this chain. They're not really on top of the world. They are part of this chain. Essential, but not the only and one solution for any problem. They need to learn how to work with the rest. They need to be like really team players, driven. And with time, they reach their end goal. Like they discover things, they learn. In my case, I studied legal. Then I said, no, I need more to be American driven. I need to understand more, not only the civil law, that is the law within our region, if you want. I need to understand more the common law. So I studied the common law. I graduated from a certain university. And I said, well, I want to go now beyond and above. I went to London and I studied the LLM. It was good, but was never enough, because the more I sit with business people, the more I discover that a lawyer has a weakness. And what is the biggest fear of a lawyer? Numbers. So I decided to go and study, and I did the executive MBA, because no one is expecting from a lawyer to become a CFO, but a lawyer who's sitting on the board needs to understand numbers, needs to understand corporate finance from an executive angle, from a managerial level, because he needs to understand the 360. You want results from a lawyer, you need to involve the lawyer. You want him to be of an added value, bring him. Ask him to attend meetings. No need to interfere. But the more he is involved in your business and day-to-day, the more he is of an added value, the more he understands the environment. Because this is what the lawyers do. They worry. Our job is to worry, but our job is to find the solution. It's not only to tell a certain CEO there is an issue here. And CEOs, let me tell you one thing. They really hate laundry emails. They really hate someone telling them, like, you need to do this, and the laundry consultancy. They just need the solution. Give me the solution.
Okay, this is very very inspiring and really amazing insights. Now to end it off, for any students who aspire to become future lawyers or do anything in the legal world, what advice would you give to those students for them to succeed in this field?
You may think that I'll be repeating myself, but it is for me those two words: persistence, resilience. Because becoming a successful lawyer, it's not going to be easy at all. It's not like being an entrepreneur who has, let's say, the right product. He can sell it and become super successful. No, legal is a very, very, very long journey. No matter how good is the lawyer, seniority requires maturity, and it's a long journey. It's a job that you need to give to this job a lot, and at the very, very end, this job will start giving you back. This profession really requires, just imagine how a lawyer can get grades, the best grades ever, but it required from him to be social, create trust with a company, with show resilience, show knowledge, show continuous understandings to legal issues. It takes time. It's not like you have the product, you market it in a very proper way, and that's it. You have the product. It's a continuous work on yourself and others. They need, the first issue they face, they need to think of you and not your product. This is what I sell. I sell trust, knowledge. It's a very person-to-person thing. So it's not going to be easy, but it is really beautiful. Now, it's up to them to decide whether they want to go into criminal, they want to go into litigations, corporate, commercial, governance, and it's becoming more and more diversified. This is the challenge. Now, with the AI tools taking over almost everything, especially in the support service, becoming a successful lawyer is no longer an easy job at all. The role is being more diversified. You will see that lawyers are now involved in ERM. What do I mean by ERM? Enterprise risk management. Lawyers are nowadays involved in governance, compliance, risk, and much more. It's not anymore about contract or corporate or doing these repetitive things. Now AI tools can really think much faster and sometimes better than a lawyer. But still, the analysis of the lawyer of a certain situation prevails on every, at least for now, on any AI tool. An AI tool can give you the best solution, but cannot assess the environment or the right approach. They can give you like whatever you put, whatever you included, but they cannot, for the time being, solve a solution. It needs humans. So the role of the lawyer is becoming more and more diversified. He's no longer the minutes taker as a board secretary. He is involved. He's there at the board sitting to guide the board, to even impose on the board whenever they are breaching a certain situation. So it's continuous reading, because at the end of the day, regulations, rules are evolving, are becoming better and even more complicated. It's really very complex environment with, with every situation. Like now, what's happening geopolitically in this region. You think now we're not doing anything? We have major issues to solve in terms of force majeure and how we invoke force majeure and how we deal with insurance and trades and rerouting the products. It's not easy at all. And by the way, not every litigation, not every legal conflict should be solved at courts. And this is the business acumen, what I've been mentioning earlier to you. No need for a lawyer in front of every legal situation to say, let's have a clear cut, let's go to court. When you go to court, you lose already 50% in terms of time, cost, etc. Going to court should be the very, very, very last resort for a lawyer working at least.
All right, this is it for today. Thank you, Maître Roy, for being here today and sharing your insights with us. It's truly, truly been enlightening and very, very interesting session to learn about the legal field. So thank you so much for being here.